Let me share my screen and temporarily turn on my camera just to say thank you who joined this webinar, who maybe will see it and review it on YouTube after the sessions. As I said, so thank you very much. Any comments, feedbacks are welcome, and we are glad to see you on this call and this video. Now let me stop and turn off my camera and start the presentation. Today's agenda is present what is new in .NET 8, what is we released it in part of Virto Commerce platform, provide high performance comparison, as well as update strategy, because I know everybody will be interested in how to simplify and improve the update path from .NET 6 to .NET 8 with Virto Commerce platform, what we provided, and maybe early feedback from another clients and partners who already updated Virto Commerce. And of course, share initial known limitations that we have and found it during the test for this month. First of all, so let me switch to browsers and what's happened. So if you update to .NET 8, first of all, you will see that new background. So that's how we just try to highlight and change the visual styles of Virto Commerce. Also, you can find the information that you have Virto Commerce really on .NET 8. Go to click on the version information here and check what kind of Celery version you have. Before it was .NET 6, now it's .NET 8. And final one, I think it's more interesting. So if you launch the Virto Commerce on .NET 8, you will see that it's like welcome message in console, that it's welcome 3.800. We have not changed and updated major version of the platform because it's still the same business functionality, same features. So we have not added any breaking changes, only refactoring for this update. So we focus only on technical shift, on update target framework, update libraries, and I hope it will simplify the update path as well. Okay, so same you will see in the presentation, new background, that it's customizable back office, the console informations, and etc. Before to go to deep of Virto Commerce, indeed, Microsoft did a lot of tasks, brings 2 years developments and different ideas and improvements in .NET 8. First, what it was announced and what we get with this update, it's related to performance. Microsoft also tried to minimize the breaking changes, some refactoring of the platform. They focus on tune up, different kind of performance response with JSONs and optimization with JSON files, network activities, database, as well as compiling. So if you go to Microsoft documentation, you can find a lot of changes and updates that they did before release .NET 8. Of course, the .NET 8 release and brings performance and improved stability because latest patches, updates, and etc. ideas and etc. was delivered as well. So we receive it with this update from the Microsoft, and continuously received with new updates as well. So if you require it, it brings more stability, more functionality. And for me and for our team, primary major benefits of .NET 8, it's updated entity framework operations and optimized entity framework operations with bulk operation mode. So it allows to execute select, update, and delete operation in optimized way. So it's improved because it now launched it as a bulk operation. So instead of execute every operation in sequentially, so it will be executed in one bulk operations. And what we saw, just prerequisites of this presentation, indeed it works properly and brings performance if you're working with big objects and a lot of records like shopping cart with 50, 100 and more products in the list, in the shopping cart, in the order details, and etc. From Virto Commerce point of view, so what we did it, so we updated, first of all, .NET 8 to latest long-term support version. We updated Webpack components and web elements to support Node 20. So it's also long-term support version to LTS. And also we updated all third-party libraries to latest versions. And during the test, we didn't find any breaking changes or that fit some unexpected behavior and etc. So everything was properly. So maybe just one exception, we have not updated GraphQL library yet, and we are planning to do it in one of the next stable release. But all other third-party libraries was updated, so then you will receive with Virto Commerce with .NET 8 update. So all our atoms, if you look on Virto Commerce atomic architecture, so it's updated and use latest version. And of course, on this link, so it's not for now, and I don't plan to present it and share with, Uh, and also you can see that we, together with .NET 8 update, we updated our documentation. Its structure was absolutely refactored, and I hope it will provide more seamless and more straightforward approach for the documentation. And if you need to find any documentation related to .NET 8 and update path of Virtual Commerce, you can just type in the header .NET 8 and open the page where we are trying to combine all our knowledge and all our best practices related to this update. Okay, let's go to performance comparison. So because I think it's a more interesting topic, and for me it also was interesting what we got after the update, what we have, and etc. First of all, maybe some information about environment that we use for testing. It's usual our environment. I call it like VirtuStart, that we try to create generic generic commerce solution. It's hosted in our Virto Cloud. It's have two instances. Every instance have one core and 2 GB of RAM. It's a Linux-based environment and containers. And we try to configure it like generic commerce solutions with payment, shipment providers, catalog data, and for these situations, our tests simulate activities of 500, from 500 to 750 customers on the site. If you look on the Google Analytics at the same time and check it, with same customer experience, right? So some of the set of the customers browsing, some of the set of the customers add products to the shopping cart and place orders and etc. So, and as well as open and browse order history, right? So because it's very important to get information about orders. So we try to simulate the core activities of customers on B2B store. For our specific and for our primary needs, we are focused on B2B customer experience, and we try to add 40 items into the shopping cart. So it's every customer at 40 find different products, add it into the shopping cart and place the order. Usually for B2C, it's too big, right? But for B2B commerce, it's normal what we see. It's average count of the items in the shopping cart, so and we use it. And of course, this data can depend on your custom environments, on your configuration, on your date, and etc. But anyway, so we compared it, and what we did, we compare the same, as I said, business functionality on what we have on .NET 8 or .NET 6 and .NET 8. Also, we compare how the solution works with SQL Server and PostgreSQL as well. Here on this page, you can see that result for 5 core operations on the Virto Commerce, and it's highlighted and demonstrated that indeed .NET 8 on SQL Server brings performance improvements from 10 to 35%. Usually it's related to, if you look on the schema, and for this operation, it's related to these guys. So it's create order operations. So that from my point of view, it's indeed the entity framework optimizations bring performance improvement, maybe something adjustment. For another one, it's not too big, but anyway, for some operation, it always works faster and better. But primary performance improvements related to this one, create order operations where we save the order to the database and do some activities with payment and shipping providers. So good. So it was also interesting for us to see that .NET 8 and all performance improvements that Microsoft highlighted, etc., brings benefits to the Virto Commerce as is, just with updates, so without our refactoring and etc. Related to memory usage, we don't see any changes, honestly. So you see here it's two blocks, two instances. One is green, next is yellow, and it's during the test we can see that memory utilization is stable, so it's no memory leaks and etc. So it's increase and maybe some warming up, but anyway, so it's from my point of view, memory utilization is same. So honestly, it's good, and also it opens the door for us in next releases to check, review, and provide optimization on Virto Commerce side and in Virto Commerce code. CPU usage also doesn't change it. And the same, so you see that also two instances, it's also was not overloaded. So it's in total we have maximum capacity in 2 core because every instance has 1 core only, but everything was okay. And as I said, so from my point of view, the schema and CPU usage is so close, and we don't see any crucial changes. More interesting facts related to use of PostgreSQL. You know that 1 year ago we released the diagnostic approach in Virto Commerce and already integrated Virto Commerce with SQL Server, MySQL, and PostgreSQL Server, and also open door to build and provide architecture to build integration with another entity framework database providers per model. And you see that in .NET 6, it's also focus related to create order. Differentiation between in response time between PostgreSQL and SQL Server was more bigger. For now, it less, but anyway, so PostgreSQL works faster, not big as previous one, but it's works faster. So it's can be a good idea to check and review maybe how to use and maybe find a way to use PostgreSQL for specific needs of specific providers if you see that it brings some performance improvements, or maybe for high load environments and etc. From memory usage, what I want to highlight it, Postgre also provide benefits of and use less memory as before we saw it. So you can see that on this table comparison of usage .NET 8 of this SQL Server and .NET 8 Postgre, you see that this orange line, it's like markers that demonstrate memory usage, and what we can highlight, or what I can highlight, so it's indeed PostgreSQL provider with same configuration, with same data set, with same test data and same behavior. Use Virto Commerce, honestly, not Postgre, Virto Commerce with PostgreSQL provider, use less memory and works in more effective way. So it's interesting, it's nice, and if you plan to use on smallest environments, so you can see that it's also way to provide some improvements and optimization. KPU is same, so I just want to highlight it and present it, but for us, we didn't see any differentiation between Virto Commerce on SQL Server and Virto Commerce on PostgreSQL. Here's the metrics that we presented, and nice to see that performance improvements from update path that we just also can bring to your custom solution. But what about update strategy, right? How to update your current existing Virto Commerce solution to .NET 8. Before, to go to deep of it and provide the update path, so let me just highlight it and present it .NET release schedule. So in November, end of November, Microsoft released .NET 8, and they're planning to support it like long-term support for 36 months. And previous one that we use .NET 6 stop end of support on November 24, so it's in this year. So you have a 10 months to plan update and some activities until the Microsoft stop update and support of .NET 6. So you have a time, so you have time frame. As well as I mentioned, so it's in Virto Commerce use LTS strategy. So it's a next update and next update of the Virto Commerce to new target framework. We are planning on November 25. So because you see it will be related to .NET 10 release and target framework to this one. So anyway, in my calendar, I already planned it and already scheduled this date when we start to do some activities. Okay, it's interesting question. So what do you need to do it, and what do you need to immediately to update it and choose the stable 8 release of .NET 8? So we selected and we decided to release 2 stable release in mid of January. So we released a stable 7 stable release on .NET 6 and stable 8 release on .NET 8. So the functionality of the both releases from business point of view, from features, is the same. We are planning to deliver hotfixes, patches to both of the stable release at the same time. So it's up to you to decide it. You can continuously update and receive new functionality from this stable release or and hotfixes, as well as and plan up activities on this one. But also, it's the primary goal for today's call to this webinar to demonstrate to you that update path is simple, and we are ready to support you with update path and update to .NET 8 as soon as possible. But if you plan to use .NET 6 and plan update maybe mid of summer or maybe in October, September, November, it doesn't matter. So you have a chance and you can use the stable 7 release and receive hotfix and patches from us as well. So select your PL and we are trying to do the best from our side to provide these options. Okay, here's the update path. It's also presented in our documentation, and here I try to highlight 5 steps that need to pass to update Virto Commerce. First of all, of course, on local environments and hosting environments, you need to install .NET 8. If you use some hostings on cloud, it's .NET already available in most of the data centers and most of the regions, so we have not received any feedback that .NET 8 is not available. And for developers, very important update Visual Studio, because without it, it's not possible to work with .NET 8 properly. So it's just prerequisites, .NET 8, update of Visual Studio, that's all. Then second step, it's update with the commerce platform and modules. In our documentation, you can find a different way and different approach how to update your platform and Virto Commerce module. So you can launch VC build utility and update to stable 8 release. If you use VC package and so on, files for building and deploy your configuration, building your image. So you just need to update the version of the platform and version Virto Commerce modules to 3.800. So it's, all this version of Virto Commerce that related to .8 will have this version or greater. Or maybe it's manually. So if it's required, you can download it, release from the GitHub, unpack it, extract it, or install it from the platform. So both options available. Maybe you can find a new one and check what is the best approach. So you update it, and usually, as I said, so it can be one command. But what is the next step? So the next step is if you design it and develop it your custom modules, so you need to update and change it to this target framework. For some reason, the existing model can work properly, but we found some breaking changes or limitations that you can meet and during the launch of your custom modules on Virto Commerce, and maybe that update and of this custom modules will be required. Part of this webinar, I just prepared the straightforward path how you can update custom module, and honestly, I will demonstrate how we update our core modules to .NET 8 Virto Commerce modules, what we use it, because honestly, it's no different between custom module and Virto Commerce module, so the approach and update path is the same. First of all, we developed PowerShell script. So you can, part of our documentation, you can click on it and download it, this PowerShell script from GitHub. It was designed to automate update path as much as possible. So what I did it just for this demo purpose, I downloaded and copied this .NET 8 PowerShell script in my folders that I prepared for webinar. And also I get the copy of customer review module on .NET 6, right? So as you can see it, I open it in Visual Studio. And just to demonstrate it for you, so I created a branch from tag, and you can see that you're familiar with Virto Commerce. So that use 3.400 version of the platform, it's .NET 6, and etc. To pass the update, what you just required it, launch PowerShell command and execute the script in solution folder. You see, I got the error, so it's not script is not signed and you can execute it. So if you have the same policies on your local machine, so you can go to documentation and copy command that allow you to execute this script safely and ignore this warning and message, because we have not signed the script, we just create it, and it's also open source. If it's required, it's possible to you to customize it, adjust it, and fit your need. Later, I will just demonstrate it, what is part of the scripts, how you can use it, what script did. So launched it, and the first of all, the solution and this PowerShell script will update the target framework of the project to .NET 8, update libraries, Virto Commerce libraries to stable 8 release, update custom libraries and packages. So if some libraries already related to our items, it will use the version that we defined. If it's the library on the get package that you have your custom one, it will update to latest version. Just need to wait it, so you see that from the comments what happens and what was changed. Now it's updating the other packages to latest version per project. You see, that's all. So now we have you changed it and modified your code, code of your custom modules to launch and to support .NET 8. So now you can compile, build it, launch test, review it, how it works, and etc. So, but primarily most of the activity is done. Of course, you can find some compilation errors during the support and assistance to update with Virto Commerce platform, our internal project, and some solutions. We found that some update and declaration can be applied, but usually it's small one. And most of them related to test, because some components and tests can be changed, or maybe is .NET update, Microsoft will recommend to implement in another way. And what was changed, so let me just demonstrate a div. You see it's changed the project files with target framework, update package references for every project, update module manifest to be consistent to packages installed. And what just is required, as I said, go to the solutions, build, compile, test. That's all, honestly. And you can go to another custom module and test it and how it works and review it. Let me provide and give more details about the script. So what it does. So first of all, so in the top of the script, you can find the list of the predefined version that we use as part of the platform, and prevent from adding the wrong references on some systems, packages like Microsoft Entity Framework and etc. So it's already reserved. If you want to add and use third-party libraries and you freeze some version of it in your custom modules, you can easily customize this PowerShell script and add your custom NuGet package and custom version in it, and it will use it from this configurations instead of download the latest versions from NuGet. And also any step, as I said, so open source, it's provide common steps, but you can easily provide and add additional step for automations to simplify your activities and automate update path of your custom project as much as possible. If you look on the some duration of it, so it's simplified and prevents some mistakes, manual works, and etc. And Virto Commerce updated. Modules Virto Commerce was updated properly. So you update your custom modules, compile, test, and deploy it. And you can enjoy Virto Commerce on .NET 8. Honestly, I recommend to, if you plan, you will plan the update, I recommend to focus on update only and don't mix it with refactoring, updates, and etc. So try to minimize the step, complete it, update, provide smoke test about it, and plan all other activities after it. It's just how we did it and how you plan update of Virto Commerce from .NET 6 to .NET 8. So it's just a screenshot of I just demonstrated and what I showed. No limitations. We help it with update for 4 client projects, and also we updated all our internal projects as well. So here's the 3 primary known limitations that we have for now. First of all, it's if you use entity framework create index command from .NET 6, it will arise errors. So without, if you plan to launch your commerce module, your custom commerce module without update entity framework libraries and components. So you will get the errors, and what just required update target framework, update entity framework packages by using PowerShell script, rebuild it. That also it's not necessary to change or generate any migrations on etc. So database absolutely compatible. So it's just related to some components and some references that Microsoft changed it inside, and maybe related to method was modified. Next one, I think it's more interesting. So it's related to strategy of the Microsoft. They decided that it's not necessary to support HTTPS bindings and any default bindings as part of the .NET process and the web application. So it should be configured outside because they said it's more complicated. It's for developers. It's allowed to force them to generate the certificates and etc. Anyway, in .NET 8, Microsoft removed default bindings, and if it's required, you need to configure it by yourself. During different ways, and honestly, I recommend to go to Microsoft, learn documentations, and check how it can work. If you are using Azure environment, so everything should work properly as well. For local configurations, some environment variables should be defined to allow to use and work with HTTP and HTTPS mode with the right port bindings. It's not big stuff. Honestly, for me, it's primary IT team configurations, and that's all. Final one, I think it's update. We're still waiting for release from MySQL provider, from Pomelo, because they have not released it. The latest version for now, it's beta 2, and we added this beta 2 in part of our releases. But when they will release MySQL provider for .NET 8, we will update it immediately. But for now, it's beta versions, and just for information, keep in mind, so if you plan to use it, Virto Commerce on MySQL, so it's still for now MySQL, so waiting for release. And if you find any breaking changes or any issues, so please contact us on Virto Commerce community on via our support, and we'll be glad to resolve it as much as possible. But for now, it's what we have are just 3 known limitations or some breaking changes that you need to know if you plan to update from .NET 6 to .NET 8. Of course, every project is unique, different configurations, but we are still collecting because we're just in 3 weeks after the release of Virto Commerce. Anyway, here's the current status of update path and what we have. In Virto Commerce, we updated all modules in 2 days using these utilities. We updated all environments. Our stable release pass all regression tests, load tests, and etc. So we guarantee the quality of stable 7 and stable 8 release. Both release doesn't have any regressions or errors, so we try to eliminate it. As I said, so for today, it's 3 weeks ago we released .NET 8, Virto Commerce to .NET 8, but for now we already have 4 clients projects that successfully migrated from .NET to .NET 8. Most of the process automated by update script. So of course, for some project needs, it can be adjusted, customized. But anyway, you have template, you have scripts that we share with you. And nice metrics, average durations. It depends on your customizations of a version of Virto Commerce that you have. It's dependent. It can be from 1 day to 1 week, but as I said, it depends, right, on project customizations, etc. But anyway, so when we are contact with dev team from the client project, we received a positive feedback that indeed update path is seamless, and it's usually team plan it as part of daily work activities, and usually start the sprint, initiate it, and successfully pass. If some questions is arised, so we try to resolve, but as I said, at primary for now, it's IT configurations and some IT adjustment task. And anyway, so we are ready for .NET 10 on November 25. So let's check and wait what Microsoft brings for us with the new .NET 10. So complete this one, and we are starting for preparations for next release. Okay, thank you for this session. I think this is all from my side for today. If you have any questions, any topics, please contact us, as well as if you need some additional assistance with update path. So we are open for it. Thank you very much, and see you soon.